A short tour of Holy Trinity Church, Goodramgate, York. Passing through the front garden, one of the quietest spots in York, very popular at lunchtime. We proceed to the new Victorian South Porch entrance. The bell is not from this church, it's from a previously demolished church somewhere else. Entering the church, it's quite dark because there's no lighting in here other than what comes through the windows. You can just see the Norman font on the left at the entrance to the church where you would expect it to be. Turning down the central aisle, you can see the first thing that often hits visitors, the box pews. Once very common in English churches, families would rent them for the year, sit together and listen to the words of the sermon. It didn't matter if you were facing the minister, it was the words that were important. Continuing down the central aisle, above the altar, the east window from 1474, installed by the Reverend John Walker, who has himself placed in the cell just by the knee of Jesus. You may be able to see him there. Continuing on, down the steps to the original floor level. The Victorians didn't like the box pews and were in the process of removing them all in favour of these. Fortunately, the church closed in the late 1870s to save the ones that were remaining. Now we enter the St James's Chapel. You can see here an old stone altar, cracks to destroy its power. These are the consecration marks. Just to its left, you can see a hagioscope through which the chantry priest could keep time with the main priest. The little mouse is part of a children's game. Turning round, you can see some of the furniture of the church. Behind us is a benefaction board. The one on the right commemorates Mrs. Jane Wright, whose endowment continues to provide reduced price accommodation for needy people and loans to students who may find themselves in sudden trouble. Continuing on, there has been many changes, alterations, building and rebuilding to this church, with all churches of this age, and I would defy anybody to be able to say what happened exactly when. Above the south entrance, the monarch's arms, this one being George I. The monarch is the head of the church, and up to about 1850 it was mandatory to have one of these in each church. Didn't matter which monarch, so long as it had one. Turning round, difficult to see, so I'll move on. We have mayoral boards. The one on here includes the name of George Hudson. It seems to have been defaced, possibly because of the financial scandals he was involved in. And just one final look around at the box pews, the altar, the chantry chapel, and that concludes this short tour of Holy Trinity Church, Goodramgate. I hope you enjoy it, and if you ever come to York, please feel free to visit. It's open Wednesday to Sunday inclusive, 11 till 3. Thank you for watching.